Hi, welcome to my first video. I'm here talking about Avacyn Restored. I just picked up a box, as you can see here, and I just pretty much just put together a constructed deck, a red-white humans deck. Um, some of the creatures that I found here are pretty strong, even though they're pretty much common. This entire deck that I've just made is pretty much based off of uncommons, commons, and a few pretty cheap rares. So let's go down the list. First of all, now I'm not playing limited so this is pretty much standard. Okay, so the first card I'm going to take out is Doom Traveler. I think we all know what this is. It's pretty much a creature, 1/1 creature. When it dies, comes back as flying token. Pretty good, pretty useful for the first drop. Either chump block or use it for later on. But okay, so more interesting next turn would be the Near Heath Pilgrim. Uh, Magic's new mechanic Soulbound is pretty powerful stuff. As long as Near Heath Pilgrim is paired with someone, they both get lifelink. Now, 2/1 might not seem like a big deal, but in this deck, you'll see later on that most creatures will pump up really fast and really scary. So with lifelink, you gain a lot of life. With this new deck that I just created, I was able to, in turn 5, get up to almost like 40 life. But then again, I was playing up against a reanimator deck, so pretty much lost as soon as Crystal Brand came out. That card is just super overpowered. So my next white card that I'm going to use is this. Gather the Townsfolk. Why am I using this? Well, this is a human deck, and Gather the Townsfolk is a very decent card. Now, this card up next is pretty much the key card in this deck. If you have this card and it resolved and it sticks around for a while, you're probably going to win the deck. You're going to probably beat any deck and any card. Any game, sorry. And this card is the Gold Knight Commander. He's 4 cast for a 2/2, which is pretty steep. But if you look at the ability, whenever another creature enters the battle under your control, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. This might not seem like a big deal, but holy crap. This guy with this comes out, everybody gets +2/+2. And if you have this guy with him, you have just created a 4/4 and a 4/3 creature with lifelink. If you swing for that, that's 8 points of life. Not to mention, if you still have your Doom Traveler, he'll be 3/3. That's 11 points. Damn. But but the better combo with that is if you have where is it? If you have this Thrasher Revolt. Separately, this card is pretty crappy if it's by itself. But with this card, holy crap, you just put 3 4/4 tokens with haste onto the battlefield and pumping this guy to 5. That's 17 damage. Holy fucking cow. This card is superb. I have no idea how many times I did this combo, and people just look at me like crazy. My friend just looked at me and was like, holy shit, what the hell? Am I seeing two crappy cards put together and dealing me 17 damage? What the fuck? Yeah. So, to make, well, you can see like all these cards are pretty pretty steep cost for like a 2/2. So to help that out, I have Infernal Plunge in this deck. So let me tell you the combo that I would use, like the optimal combo in this deck. First turn, you will cast this guy. Second turn, you drop a mountain. You sacrifice him for your token. You come out with this guy. So now you have this and a token, a spirit token, and your third turn, you would cast this, and you swing for about 21 damage. 21 damage. Wow. 3 turns and you swing for 21 damage. How awesome is that? So basically that is the main combo in this deck. Some other cards obviously you need to help out is Riot Ringleader. He's a 3 to cast, 2/2, and whatever this guy attacks, all your human creatures get +1/+0 until end of the turn. Well, this guy, he's not as good as your commander, but he's cheaper. Plus, he can give himself +1/+0, which is a pretty big deal. He becomes a 3/2. And if you attack with this guy, you put this guy out first, you come out with this guy. This is like a 6 damage, and you get 6 life from this combo, from this being soul linked to this guy. And imagine if you have this, and this. Holy crap. And then you just play a gather. You just played your gather, and you attack with this, you attack with this, you attack with this. Think of the damage. And they're not that high costing. Look at it. You can do this in like turn 4, turn 5. You can do this combo in turn 4, turn 5, no problem. So basically, you just swung for, let me calculate this. Everybody gets +1/+1. So this is 4/4, 4/3, 4/4. And then this guy gives 1, so this is 5, 5, 5. That's 15 damage, and 10 of them, you can gain your life back. Holy cow. So, just to make things more interesting, I have the Kaizak Malcontents. Whenever this guy comes into the battlefield, it deals damage equal to the number of human creatures you control. Now, why this guy? Well, first of all, he's a 3/1. More power means better for aggro decks. And he's 3 to cast, which is not bad. And you have a lot of human creatures when you come into play. You probably have 4, like right off the bat, you comes into play, you probably deal like 4/3 damage. And that's pretty good. That's a pretty good burn. That's basically a Brimstone Volley without the Morbid. Plus, you have a 3/1 body. How good is that? And another card I use that with is Cloud Shift. Now, normally, you would probably use Cloud Shift in like a better scenario other than this, but in this deck, it's synergized pretty well. You just dealt him 3 damage. Let's deal him again. Deal him another 3 damage with 1 card. Just to finish him off. So now we're going to go to our more rare cards in the deck. And the first of them is Zelius Conscripts. Why is this guy in the deck? Well, just in case, you get to the late game, or like, 6, 7 turn, and you still haven't killed the guy. Well, this guy can turn the tables for you really fast. Let's say the guy has a Gristlebrand on the field. Pop this guy out. Damn, you just won the game. You just fucking won the game. If not, next turn. Exactly. Cloud Shift and this. You just won the game. Another card that's rare in Avacyn Restore deck box is this Slayer's Stronghold. You notice that a lot of the creatures are like 3 casts. So once you get to 5 mana, once you get to 5 mana. A lot of creatures is 2 to cast, 3 to cast. Okay, it's not. This card is not too great, but it becomes sort of useful in the late game when you do have that extra mana from either Infernal Plunge or just extra mana in your deck. And giving it a creature +2/+0 and haste is awesome. It's very awesome. It's always awesome. This card is just good by itself. The last card I want to talk about is Burn at the Stake. When you play this card, you have to tap a number of untapped creatures you control. And Burn at Stake will deal damage equal to the target number of target times 3 to a player or to a creature. So imagine this. You're paying 5 mana and you have 4 creatures on the play. You just dealt him 12 damage. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 damage. Oh, you have the guard. You just played Gather the turn before. 2 more creatures. That's what? That's 18 damage off of 5 mana. 5 fucking mana for 12 damage. 18 damage. All worth it. If you have like two creatures on the deck, you still deal 6 damage. Think about it. 6 damage for 5 mana. That's not too bad. I mean, Thunder's Wrath is like 6 mana for 5, unless you miracle it for 1. So this is actually pretty good. This is actually a pretty good card. And if you use it correctly, you play this deck correctly, you're gonna have to use like a lot of math skills, because Gold Knight Commander with Riot Ringleader, they're gonna make you count a lot of +1s and +0s. +1/+1 or +1/+0s. They're gonna keep you. Yeah, bring a calculator or bring some sort of counting device. And pretty much this is the deck. I just run multiple copies of this in the deck. It does pretty well against, like, I guess against other aggro decks, but I don't know. I haven't played too much with this deck yet, so hopefully I'll get the chance to play more people. Obviously, this is not like a Pro Tour deck. It's probably not gonna beat like a freaking Primeval Titan deck. But look at this. Look at the cost of these cards. Like $1. Okay, this guy might be $5. I don't know. This card might be $2 or $3. Like, they're all cheap cards, and yet they're so powerful when you synergize. So basically, you can actually just draft, when you go to drafts, just draft for these cards, and you probably win the game. You probably win the tournament, no problem. So yeah, that's my take on that's my first deck I'm going to show. I'll be back next time. I hope you guys can subscribe to my channel, and yeah, stay tuned for more. Peace.